Hello everyone. Ohayo gozaimasu. My name is Cao Xuan Hoang. Currently, I'm working for Fujitsu Vietnam in PODC department. PODC stands for Platform of Software Development Center. Today, I would like to talk a new feature that we are proposing to support in OpenStack networking, Neutron. The feature is logging API for security group and firewall rule. The goal of our development is can help the operator can enable to find the trouble quickly and correctly. And second, we will try to help customer can set up correctly with security configuration. In case of operator perspective, we will support operator can enable to watch the server log data example API logs for server, or in case of tenant user, I mean the customer perspective, we will have the customer can enable to confirm whether the firewall or security group setting is correct or not. That is the goal of our development. So, why the packet logging feature is necessary? In case of the tenant user, I mean the customer perspective, they would like to confirm whether the rule is correct or not. As you can see on the screen, it's the example about the logical topology, which is the firewall and security group is configured. In the firewall, we want to set up the firewall policy with so many firewall rules. For example, drop or allow. As same as in the security group, we also want to set up so many security group rules. So how we can know which rule it evaluates for drop, or how we can know which packet or which rule it evaluates for the allow into VM? It means that it is necessary to confirm what rule is evaluated and what packet drop or allows. As I have just explained about the goal of development, currently I want to explain about the gap from the current OpenStack. In case of enable to watch the server log data is enhanced, it can enhance by other projects. But in case of enable to confirm whether firewall and security group setting is correct or not. However, currently there is no feature of network packet logging. Beyond that, our approach for metadata is we propose the new packet logging API without any customization into existing API. And we are currently in designing status. The community sets the importance high for our proposal. Because we are currently in designing the status, so the next I want to summarize overview about the current design. Current design for packet logging API, we support to enable config the logging for Neutron resource, in which we can specify the target of resource type. I mean the log resource. In this case, we can specify any kind of the Neutron resource, for example, firewall rule or security group rule. Or we can also, can also specify the log level and destination at the login driver. After we set up the log resource and log driver, we just insert any kind of firewall rule into the configuration for any rule if we want to get the data for further processing at the target for logging in each tenant. This is the more detail in the structure of the designing. Currently, we use the IP table rsetlogd for firewall and security group implementation, and use the ulogd2 packet as a dependency. The reason why we use the ulogd2 package in order to write the log buffer from network namespace to localhost rsetlogd, and how to output log, we use the log option in the IP table. After we output log, we have to consider about the destination to save and the unit of the log file. Before the data output, we output the log to the local host. And each log file can be split via the tenant. That is the before, or we can store the log at the local host. After that, the log file can be transferred to the dedicated server using ACID log through the management lane. As you can see on the screen, this is an example how we transfer the log to the dedicated server. So after the log data transfer to the destination, the most important thing that we have to consider about what information is necessary for further processing. Currently, we beyond the two main questions: where is the tenant, and what does the package behave? Beyond that, we propose some parameter on the table, as you can see: the timestamp, tenant, log level, resource type, resource ID, event, and payload. Because I do not have much time to explain in detail. Yeah, that only for the current design of the login filter. If the customer or the operator want to use the login filter, they have to consider how much this filter impact to the current existing system. So we have to consider about the performance evaluation. It means we have to measure the throughput, which packet go through the virtual router in case of east-west traffic and in case of the north-south traffic. We create a test environment with the own network interface card, 1 gigabit per second, and the same configuration information for the network node and community node. Intel Core i7 3.4 GHz and 16 GB for memory. In a network network type, we use the VLAN for transfer the log. The network type is VLAN, and the legacy router for VM instance. We create the instance with 1 core and 2 GB RAM. After create the test environment, we prepare the condition for the measurement. We will measure the throughput and CPU usage in case of the number firewall and security group increase from the 1 row to 100. From 2 row to 100 and to the 500. And then we compare the following case in case of no logging. In case of logging enabled, but just store the log into the local host. And in case of the login enabled, but the transfer log to the dedicated server through the management lanes. After experiment, we see that they are nearly empty of performance impact in case of the throughput. And in case of the CPU usage on the network node, we see that when the log filter is enabled, the CPU usage just increase around 3 or 4% only. It also the same in case of CPU usage for the community node. Beyond the result here, we can that this result is within the allowable range. Yeah, for beyond the current evaluation and current design, we believe that we can continue to further work with the 3 main steps. The first step, we try to support logging API for security group and firewall for the metadata cycle. And then we will support to enable to handle for other neutral resource type like the load balancing or VPN or some other neutral resource. And at last, we will develop the service that the tenant user, the customer, can confirm the log with each set with their firewall and security group. Yeah, that's all for the current our design about the logging filter. If you have any question or issue, please feel free to contact me through the email here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your time.